Welcome to Shadez Entertainment. It's your boy Shadez, and I'm here with the lovely author Natasha N Brown, and we're here to discuss her new book that's out in stores right now. How's it going, Natasha?
Yeah, good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank
Good.
you. So we're here to discuss the new book today. Would you like to introduce it?
Yeah, so this is my very first children's book called Jehvon Goes to Jamaica.
Okay, so we got Jehvon Goes to Jamaica, and where can we purchase this book right now?
So you can purchase it directly on my website, www.natashanbrown.com. You can also get a signed copy if you purchase through the website as well. It's available on Amazon, Waterstones, and Barnes & Noble.
Okay, so you got international with the Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
Taking it stateside. I like that, taking it to the world. So first and foremost, let's get into the book. What inspired you to write the book? What gave you the inspiration to come up with a children's book and you know, that's representing the culture as well? To put in that grind, what inspired you to write the book?
My main inspiration was actually my son, because the story is actually about a little boy that goes on holiday to Jamaica, and this is exactly what happened with my son. So the book is based on his first experience in Jamaica, and it starts from being woken up in the middle of the night, you know, which is what I did to him as well, and, you know, on the plane, meeting family members, and just really embracing the culture. Because when I went there with my son, my mum went as well, we actually went for a family wedding, and during the holiday, when we came back, and for months, years afterwards, people were still saying, oh, remember when this happened? And even my cousins in Jamaica were saying, oh, remember when he did this, remember when he did that? So I thought, you know what, it needs to be documented somewhere. And I thought, what better way to do so? Because I've always wanted to do a children's book, but I thought it should be quite easy for me to do it, because it's actually a real life experience. I was wrong about it being easy, because it wasn't easy, but it was nice to just write about something real. And I also wanted, even though my son inspired me to write it, I also wanted to inspire him and other people, children as well.
100%, because even like the aspect of him going to Jamaica, obviously, like my kids could resonate with that, because I've taken them to Jamaica and they always say, oh, we want to go back to Jamaica. So when they hear certain things about Jamaica, being woken up to go on the aeroplane, an 8-hour flight, and embracing the culture as well, getting somebody of colour within a book that they can relate to as well.
Yeah, it's important, because going on holiday, it's one of two ways. You can look at it as it's something that everyone does, or you can say, well, some people are not lucky enough, some children are not lucky enough. So whichever category you fit into, I think you may appreciate the book. Because, you know, I think it's just nice to have, you know, a black protagonist that is just doing something that a lot of people see as normal. So that's what I just wanted to portray that.
Okay, so the process behind putting the book together, writing the script, the illustration, getting it printed up, like how did you as an author, this is your first book, like how did you learn where to go? It's not signposted out there, so obviously I know it must have been a lot of hard work and searching for you to get that final copy in your hand, readable as it is today. Yes,
so I wrote it in about a month or so, and after I had my finished manuscript, I then asked a friend of mine she wrote a book a few years previously, and because I'm self-published and she self-published as well, so she knew a lot about it, and I had a couple of other friends that knew a little bit about it as well, so I just really asked them for a lot of advice. I found an illustrator through that first friend. He illustrated it for me, but it wasn't really what I envisioned. The end product wasn't quite complete, wasn't quite right. So I asked him to make amendments, and eventually he just stopped responding to me. He just disappeared on me. So that really did set me back a bit, because I just thought, well, this is just a waste of time. I just can't be bothered. Yeah, and you know, when you spend money as well, it's even more disheartening.
Obviously yourself, as you're saying, you're self-publisher, just like an artist who's, you know, doing
independent. Yeah.
That's exactly the word I was looking for. So you're independent and you're doing it. So when that's reached you now, and obviously you've got the book in your hand at the moment, and you're thinking, oh, where do I turn? What was your next steps from there? To get it to, like, you know, all right, I've lost this illustrator now, I have to go and source another illustrator.
So I'm part of a group on Facebook. I'm part of a few groups for like writers, illustrators, authors, and I basically just put a notice in that group saying, you know, I need somebody who can illustrate a book for me that can make them look like, you know, real black characters, can illustrate a setting of the Caribbean, because obviously that's very important as well. I had a lot of people comment on the status. I whittled it down to the last 2 that I thought were the top 2. And then I had my friends vote on which one they thought was best. Because what they did was they drew Jehvon for me, and then that was a good way for me to see which style we liked. And my friends chose this illustrator, Sheila Alejandro. She's amazing. If you want to use her, she's amazing, okay? And yeah, so that was last year, April. And then I finished the book. Well, she wrapped it up around December, January. So all in all, it was just under 2 years, the whole process from start to finish. And then after that, it was the whole, you know, getting it on Amazon and sorting out your, you know, getting it distributed everywhere. And that took a few weeks as well. Because obviously if you're working alongside that, there's only so much time you can dedicate to the book. So that made things a bit longer.
So would you say then the writing process, by the sounds of what you're saying to me, the writing process seems to me like the easiest part of the book?
I think so.
Yeah. It's after the illustration, obviously, making sure that it's matching the words, it syncs up with the words, and then obviously getting it out, published into stores, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jehvon Goes to Jamaica, it's based on your son?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how does he respond to the book? Like, obviously, when he's seen himself as a character in a book,
yeah,
you know, that's obviously probably every kid's dream to see themselves on the TV or in a book or somewhere out there that's people will think that they're famous. How does he react to that?
You know, he absolutely loves it. Like he absolutely loves the fact that he is in a book. At first, he couldn't get his head around the fact that it was called Jehvon and not his own name. So I had to explain to him that, you know, the alliteration is important. We need another name beginning with J to go with Jamaica. And also, you know, even though it's based on him, I still kind of want to keep him separate at the same time, if that makes sense. So once he got his head around that, yeah, he's been loving it. You know, he's taken part in, done photos with me for press and everything. Like he absolutely loves it.
Okay. So what's the feedback been from the general public, the purchasers of the book? We're getting good reviews.
I've had, you know what, the reviews as well have just been outstanding. And, you know, I was saying to you before that, you know, when you've released something, you don't quite know what people are going to say about it. You hope it's going to be good, but you don't quite know. And I've been pleasantly surprised. You know, people have just been amazing. The reviews on Amazon, I've had people say how relatable it is, how it's, even as adults, it allowed them to reminisce on being in Jamaica. I've had people say that they've never been to the Caribbean and it's quite inspiring for them. Like, you know, they'd want to visit now, and their children are saying that they want to eat mangoes and everything now. But I think the best thing for me was within the first 2 weeks, it actually hit the top spot on a bestsellers list on Amazon for the children's reading list for exploring Southern and Central Americas. And I hit number 1 on that list. So that was just amazing.
Straight away then. And is that just based on the content of the book? So obviously, because it's Jamaica, it's the Caribbean, that part of the world.
Yeah.
It's registered more to say that we've got an identity in that region and in a book.
Yeah. So, you know, Amazon have their different lists and whatnot, and that list is just, the top spot just depends on reviews and sales. Okay. So when I hit that top spot, I was blown away because I just never expected anything like that. I just wanted to release a book. Do you know what I mean?
First book as well. It's got a bit overwhelming for you.
Yeah, it was.
Does that then inspire you then to say, all right, Jehvon goes to Jordan next, or Jehvon goes to Brazil next?
Yes, it does. It does. I'm definitely going to have another Jehvon Goes To. I wasn't going to do it for the next book. My next book was actually going to be based on like a girl character, something a little bit closer to home. But because everyone's been saying to me, you know, where's Jehvon going next? You know, when's the next one out? Where in the world is it going to go to? Now, I do feel as though I should maybe just give people what they're asking for, yeah. So I'm going to keep back the next one, and I am going to release another Jehvon Goes To, hopefully before Christmas, and it'll be a series. So all the children that are going to be in the books, you'll see them all in each other's books, so they know each other.
So personally then, could you see this turning into a full-time job? Because obviously I know you're working as you're doing this alongside it, but would you turn this into a full-time, would you become an author, and would that be your soul?
I don't know, you know, like, because I'm a teacher in a secondary school. I teach English, and the kids asked me this the other day. They said, Miss, would you ever leave us? Would you leave the school and just be a writer? Would be an author? And I said, I don't know, you know, I think I'd go part-time or something, because I do actually enjoy teaching. I do. It's stressful, but I do enjoy it. So I think I'm somebody that I don't do well just doing one thing. I have to do a number of things. I think you may be able to relate. Creative minds are like that. We like to do a range of things. So I don't know if I'd just do it. Not right now anyway. Perhaps when I get a bit older, I want to take it a bit easy. Yeah. I get fed up of maybe teaching. Then yes, but at the moment, I wouldn't do that just yet. No, not just yet.
And how much is the book?
The book's $6.99.
Okay.
$6.99.
And I want you to let them know where we can purchase this book one more time for them, please.
Okay, so you can purchase on my own website, www.natashanbrown.com. And as I said before, you can get a signed copy if you wish as well, so it will be personalised for you. You can get it on Amazon, and of course if you've got Prime, it will come even quicker for you. Waterstones online and Barnes & Noble, and soon when libraries open back up, you should be able to walk in and request it to come into the library. They'll order a copy for you, so quite a few places you can pick it up at.
Alright, so when lockdown's over, make sure we head to those libraries and request Jehvon Goes to Jamaica.
Yes,
okay?
please.